Alrighty, face fronts. Red writing utensil at the ready. Page 516 thereabouts. Mouth to neutral. It's not neutral. Elijah Joe, we're coming to you. Skip number 1, go to number 2. And the only one we're going to do on this one is 2b. It should be. Focusing there. Number 2b. Everybody. 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. No remainder.
What? Can you do that?
Yeah. 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. No remainder. For number 2b. Moving on to number 4. Part A. Standard. Yeah. Question.
Yeah, here's the example.
2b.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2x squared minus 5x, or plus negative 5x, plus 6, no remainder. We can do that on the board a little later. Number 4, there's 2 parts to this. It said write the equation in standard form, and then tell the degree. Standard form is 4x minus 11 equals 0. You can always do plus negative. And the degree is 1. Number 4b. Yeah. Okay. Oh, for your formula?
No, not for my phone.
Oh, for the degree part. The degree is the highest power. So it's number 4a. Okay. Yeah, that, okay, yeah. Okay.
I wrote X in the first,
Oh, for degree?
Yeah, I just don't.
I'll accept that. Yeah. Just for future reference, degree is an actual number. They just put the number in anything else. But I know it's in there. But you did have to make sure you write it in standard form first, and then give it a degree. If you did that, you're good. Number 4b, the formula, x to the third minus 6x squared plus 8 equals 0. And the degree is 3. Number 4c should be x squared plus 2x minus 5 equals 0. And the degree is 2. And for D, so far, 2x to the 5th minus 1 equals 0. And the degree is 5.
Wait, which one is this?
That's 4D as David.
Can you read that?
Yeah. 2x to the 5th minus 1 equals 0. And the degree is 5. Next.
Wait. I remember
Okay. Number 4e should be 7x minus 20 equals 0. Degree is 1. So
Can you repeat C?
C was x squared plus 2x minus 5 equals 0. And the degree is 2. That's easy.
Can you repeat them?
Which one?
E.
E. 7x minus 20 equals 0. And the degree is 1. Nice.
Repeat that.
I haven't done it yet.
I was gonna say.
I take it the best question so far. 2x to the 4th, this is 4 out. 2x to the 4th plus 9x squared minus x equals 0, and the degree is 4.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
2x to the 4th plus 9x squared minus x equals 0, and the degree is 4. Very good.
Just for the equal 0 one.
You will need the equal 0. If there's an equal sign in the beginning, there's got to be an equal sign at the end.
So like all of them are
Just write equal 0 at the end, you'll be fine. And make sure you get it on the test. I'm not taking off points for this one. Yeah, on the test itself, the question was, if it's equal to some number, by the time you're done, it should equal 0. Some of these, if they didn't even give you an equals, then don't worry about it. That's their fault. But if they give you equals something, you've got to make sure it equals 0 when you know that. For a standard one. And it repeats on number 4. Right, number 5. Part A is yes. Part B is yes. C is yes. D is no. E is yes. F is yes. As a matter of fact, every single one of them is yes except D.
What about G?
What about H?
What about G?
All of them are yes except D.
What? Guys,
All
it's
of-
fine.
Why
I
is-
it's cute. It's good. What about H? No, D.
All of them except D are yes.
Are you positive?
I am absolutely positive.
I'm not sure.
I said B is false.
Yeah. I will not repeat myself again. Dear me. Number 6. It has 5 parts. Part A is yes. Part B is no. Part C is yes. Part D is no. And 6E, if 0 is a solution, I'll have 2 different answers on this. If there's a GCF of X, in the formula, or if there's no regular number at the end, which is kind of the same thing. Like if there's a +1 at the end, then it doesn't work. But if there's a +0 or no number at the end, it works. Right, Kate? Then Max.
I said if all terms have X.
If what?
All terms have X.
If all terms have an X? Sure, I'll accept that. Yeah, Max.
I said the last term is a variable.
If the last term is a variable, make sure it's an X, but yes.
Right.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Repeat what?
E.
E. Yeah. So 0 is a solution if one of 2 things. Either there's a GCF of X, or X to some power, or if there's no number at the end. What? Number 7. Part A, X equals -10.
Oh my gosh.
Part B, X equals 19. Part C, X equals 4. Part D, X equals 0. Part E, X equals -3/5.
Which one?
E.
7E as an equals. X equals -3/5. If you had -6/10, that's true, but you have to reduce.
Ah.
Yeah, Joe and then Mary Kay.
I put x equals -0.6.
That's
That is the same thing. Yeah, for people that take it to decimals, -0.6. Yeah, okay.
X equals 3 over 6.
If you have a negative, that's okay. I like that better. If the negative's on the bottom, that's fine. Everybody get so far? 7F, X equals -8. 7G, X equals 7. And 7H, X equals -25. Any repeats on the entire thing?
I got no problem with
Yeah.
What is,
Yeah, need to be able to hear.
a 7A?
7A. 7A is X equals -10. Any other repeats? All right, the board is clear. Questions? Joanna, you first.
Can you do 2B?
Which one?
2B.
2B, yes. Is X plus 2 dividing into something? 2, -1, -4, 12.
Which one is this? 2B.
2B.
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't choose.
Okay. So there's the original problem. Let me step you through. Everybody focus up here, especially if you did not get the correct answer for 2B. I'll kind of turbo on this because it's a review. Look up here. Everybody. 2 terms go into 1 term or no? No. 2 terms can't fit into 1, so there's nothing up here. Can 2 go into 2?
yeah.
Yeah. First term, I cannot be hearing noises, especially if you get it right. First into the first. How many times does X go into 2X cubed?
I don't know, let's find out.
I don't know, let's find out. Go for it. So, it's easy.
Oh, 2x cubed divided by x equals 2x squared.
2X squared, that's your first term. Put it here. Okay, so far?
No.
Yeah.
Well, You see how I got it right now?
Yes.
Once you can fix it, that's the main point. You get it right on the test, that's the main thing. Now, take this 2x squared and multiply it. 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. And then 2x squared times 2 is 4x squared. What do you do with this row?
You have
Uh, Yeah, add the opposite opposite. These cancel, this combines to make
Oh my
negative
gosh.
5x.
crap.
Oh my gosh.
If you had 3x squared, that's part of the problem.
I had
Yep,
four,
that's
neg,
what
I have 4x.
Okay, that's even another problem.
Sure.
So, bring down the negative 4x, and let's do it again. First into the first. Negative 5x squared divided by x should give you negative 5x. That's the second term. Plus negative 5x. Multiply that in now. Negative 5x times x is negative 5x squared. Negative 5x times 2 is negative 10x. Be careful. Add the opposite opposite means you're going to switch these back to positive. Add the opposite opposite. Cancel. Negative 4 plus 10 is positive 6x. Does that make sense? Okay, any questions before we go on? We're not done yet, but before we go into the last one. Now, bring down the plus 12. And do one last test. X going into 6x. I know, let's find out. It's 6. Plus 6. Then multiply, and you should get 6x plus 12. Which if you add the opposite opposite, cancels completely. The remainder is 0. Okay? As long as you can repair it, that's what counts. Very good.
Can you do?
Any other questions on this? 2D? Yes? Okay. Very good. And then I'll do yours next. Go.
Can you do 4D?
4D. Yeah. 4D was 3x to the 5th equals x to the 5th plus 1. They're asking you to get it in standard form. Standard form means you need to get the answer down to 0. I want to give you a little hint. This is 1x to the 5th. This is actually a shooting cows problem. Subtract 1x to the 5th from both sides. And subtract 1 from both sides. There are like terms here. 3x to the 5th minus 1x to the 5th is 2x to the 5th. And then minus 1 equals 0. And then the degree is 5. Yeah. 4C. Oh, and just the other one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, go on, which one?
5?
Number 5, which way?
No. D, F, G, I.
Oh, big one, big one. One more time.
And if you have time, B and C.
Big one, my friend.
D.
D. Number 5, D. We want to know if negative 4 is a solution to that formula 2x cubed minus 128. They want to know if 4, is that 4 or negative 4? Negative 4. They want to know if negative 4 is a solution. In other words, what should it be? How do you tell if something is a solution or not? If you plug it in, what happens? You get what? Joe.
You get,
Did they give me an equation on this one?
yeah.
O is equal to 0. Yeah. So how do you know if it's a solution? If you plug it in and you get an answer what? 0. Let's find out. This is 2. Strong recommendation here. Whenever you plug anything in, always use parentheses. I'm going to do plus negative 128. Oh, people who remember your order of operations. What do you do first? Exponents first. Do not do 2 times negative 4 first. Don't do negative 8. Negative 8 cubed is gross and big. Not supposed to be. Negative 4 cubed is negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4.
16 times 4 is
What is it? Anyone know? Yeah.
16, or no, yeah, 16.
It's negative, 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 which makes it
Positive.
negative 64. applied the 2 yet.
Negative 128.
This is negative 128 plus negative 128. Do those cancel?
No.
Maybe.
No, it makes negative 256.
I was trying to.
And that is not equal to 0. So it is not a solution. If it were positive 128 over here, then it would work. Hold on. Reagan, your turn.
4C.
4C. X, is that x minus 1, x plus 3?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Somebody scribbled in my book, so I can't quite tell.
Yes, x minus 1, x
Plus
plus 3
3.
equals 2.
Equals 2. Okay. They want to find this in standard form. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Just leave the door cracked so you can find it. So, what do you do with these?
What?
FOIL. Why don't you subtract 2 first? Because you multiply before you add and subtract.
Found it.
Exactly.
What?
So, please excuse me, around order of operations. So, FOIL it for me, somebody. Actually, go ahead, Reagan.
Right there.
X squared
Uh,
plus, okay, 3x
3x.
plus negative 1x
Good.
plus negative 3.
Okay. Equals 2. Any like terms?
Yeah, that's,
You think?
yeah.
Go for it.
So it's x squared plus 2x minus 3.
Yeah. One more step will fix it.
Subtract it.
Subtract 2 on both sides. So x squared plus,
2x
plus
minus 5.
yeah, exactly. There's your formula. And the degree is 2. It's the highest power.
I don't even know how to have one.
That's right. Oh.
7b.
7's B is in bigger. Let me see. Oh, no. Yes. 7 parentheses x minus 10. Do you have it in front of you?
What?
Do you have it in front of you? Can you read it off?
Yeah. 7 parentheses x minus 10
Okay.
equals 2x plus 25.
Like that?
Yep.
All right. So what do you do first? There's something that's making this look a little weird that we need to fix.
I distributed.
Yeah. Good move. What do you get?
7x minus
70 equals 2x plus 25. And they're trying to get you to solve for x, right?
Yeah.
This is a shooting gallows problem.
Minus 2x.
Yes, subtract 2x on both sides. You could subtract 7x on both sides, it's just a little harder. These cancel, what's left?
Negative 7
Uh-huh.
equals.
Oh, sorry, this is 5x, sorry. Minus 70 equals
Plus
25. Keep going. I want to get x by itself. So where do you get rid of it?
Plus 7.
Yeah, plus 70 on both sides. So we now have 5x equals 95 of it. One more step.
Divided by 5.
Yeah. How many times does 5 go into 95? How many times does 5 go into 9? Once, with a 4 left over. 5 goes into 45?
19 times.
There you go. X is 9.
Good job, John.
Okay, I have one.
Yeah.
Well, I have it written down.
Can we do 5G?
No.
5G.
just do it on the paper.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 plus radical 3.
I don't know.
No, 5G and down. That's where it's at.
What?
Oh, I got one.
I need to know.
5G and down. So x squared minus 2x minus 2.
Yeah. And then plug in 1 for
And they want to know if x is equal to, I forgot what was it, 1 plus radical 3. Okay, agree with it? Now again, my recommendation, whenever you plug in, always use what? Parentheses.
I don't like those.
I would also add the opposites. You will really save your bacon in this case.
Bacon. Oh, wait. Wait, would you turn it into a, problem? More like a foil problem? Well, unfoil?
Sort of. Not
Binomial
unquote, but
squared.
Binomial squared. We'll do that in a second.
X
Plus
plus
-2, I'm not doing it for a second.
Negative 2 plus radical 3
Excuse me,
plus negative 2.
there's a little too much, randomness here. I need you to focus.
Wording.
I need you to focus. If you will get too off track, you're not gonna go anywhere. Bella, quick question.
Why is there negative two, parentheses? Oh.
And then plus -2 equals 0. Every time I have an x, I plug it in parentheses 1 plus radical 3. This is a binomial squared. How do you do a binomial squared?
Square plus double product first.
Square the first, double the product, square the last. Square the first is 1.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, double the product, 1 times radical 3 is 1 radical 3. Double it, 2 radical 3. And then what's the square of the last?
Three.
It's the number 3, exactly. How about all? If you have an answer, raise your hand. Distribute the -2. I'm just gonna do this real fast. -2 plus -2 radical 3 plus -2 equals 0. Somebody wanna finish this up for me?
Yeah.
Go.
Oh,
Okay,
wait a minute.
so, like terms, yeah, that.
Okay.
And then, so, we give me, 2 radical 3 and -2 radical 3 cancel.
Yes, they're gone.
-2 plus -2 is, -4.
-4.
And then 1 plus 3 is regular 4, so it cancels. And it's 0.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a solution.
Definitely not my brain.
Did you see what steps we did? It's one thing to complain, it's another thing to fix it. Good luck, love. Everybody see what we did?
Yes.
If you have something that has 2 terms and you're trying to plug it in, use parentheses around it. If you have to do binomial squared, do binomial squared. You know how to do that already. Bella, question. 7c. X squared plus 12 equals x plus 3.
We just did that. Oh, wait, this is the.
One thing at a time. If you have questions you want me to do, write them down so you don't forget. X squared plus 12. Let's not complain. X parentheses x plus 3. So tell me, actually Bella, take this one. What would you do first? Distribute, definitely. This is called simplifying. It makes it easier to do. X squared plus 12 equals what?
X squared
Plus 3x. What do you do now?
X squared.
Yes. This is kind of like a, I sometimes call this a shooting cows problem. This is a shooting cows and shooting water buffaloes problem. We have 2 different species. You notice we have an x here, but we also have x squared. This is like bigger than a normal cow, so I figure it's a water buffalo or elephant or something.
3 different
Use down to -0.
Right.
Negative
So these
zero?
cancel. 12 equals 3x. Now finish it. Get x by itself. Divide by 3. What do you get? What divided by 3 is?
4.
4. Okay, Sarah. Yeah, 3 back. Good. 7b is related. 2 parentheses x minus 5. Actually, could you read it off for me?
2 parentheses x minus 5
Hold on a second, just a second. 2 parentheses x minus 5, okay.
equals 5 parentheses x minus 2.
Haven't we already done 70?
I don't think so.
We've done
4d is it.
and 5.
So what would you do first, Mary Kay?
You would simplify it.
How so?
You put them together, so it's 2x minus 10.
Good, distribute.
Yeah, that's
2x minus 10 equals
5x
minus 10, correct.
and then you.
Now I'm going to solve for x.
Then you
What do you do if x's are on both sides?
gotta get them to one side.
Oh, my God. You didn't raise your hand.
Just a moment, please, we're in the middle of a problem. Cece, hold that thought for just a second. We're in the middle of a problem. I'll jump to you next. Unless you need to go to the bathroom, so.
So she She's
No,
answering
I
the
was
question.
Oh, I
gonna
see.
answer the question.
You wanna go? Go for it.
You get 0 one time.
You could, although that's your standard form. That will work, by the way, it takes a little longer. There's nothing wrong with that. Go.
Don't get X on.
Get x by itself. What if you have two x's?
You guys smush them together.
How?
Subtract one,
Subtract one of them. Shoot a cow. So, man, what do you get?
negative 10 equals 3x minus 10.
Keep going.
Add the 10.
Okay.
And then you get 0 equals
0 equals 3x. Don't panic and say no solution. Question.
No.
Okay, yeah.
And you divide by 3. And
Divide by 3. 0 divided by anything normal, is 0. And that's your solution.
Wait. You divide, what can you divide 0 by that would get you anything other than 0?
0 divided by 0. That blows up. It's not 0, it's not anything. That's the only exception I know of.
Okay.
Everybody get on that?
Yes.
Okay, next, go. 7 what?
G.
G is in goat.
Yes.
Okay, x minus 9, x plus 9, x minus 3.
Do the
Yeah.
or
X plus 9, x minus 3.
equals x squared plus
X squared plus, I'm sorry,
15.
15. This is 7G, right?
Yes.
All right, Reagan, you're on. What do you do first?
give parentheses.
Definitely. How?
What?
FOIL. Go for it.
X squared plus 9x.
That's the inner, but
Okay.
it doesn't really matter.
X squared minus 3x
Huh?
plus 9x
Huh?
minus
Gentlemen,
x
chit chatting is not going to help you understanding. What is up here?
plus
Okay. Yeah, plus negative 27 or minus 27 equals.
x squared.
Now what?
Subtract 15.
There's something I would do first.
What? Oh, yeah. Combine them.
Yeah, x squared plus
6x
6x plus
minus 27
negative 27 equals.
equals x squared plus 15.
Right. We're trying to get x by itself, and there's an immediate problem.
There's a thing that isn't in.
I know. X is on.
First of all, x is on both sides, and there's an even worse problem.
You have 2 species of
Two
X.
species of x. You cannot solve it with regular algebra. Go on.
Tell you the problem.
Go ahead.
You minus
Minus what?
squared.
Minus x squared from
The other side.
both sides.
Both
What am
sides.
I doing? Okay, and then,
Oh, and then you, what do I do? Oh, you minus 15.
right, because if you have two species of x or more, you can't solve with regular algebra. You have to get the answer to what?
0.
0. You must. So then minus 15, okay. So what do you get? These are canceling. 6x.
Less. Negative 42.
Negative 42 equals 0. Keep going. Go ahead, finish up.
Add 42.
Add 42.
Divide by 6, you get x equals
6x equals 42, and you're right. Divide by 6, x equals 7. Got it. Sorry.
Each.
5, 8.
5h is in Harold? All right. Well, the 1 minus radical 3. Okay. Where's my bag? There it is. Now, question. Everybody look up here. Did everybody follow? Listen,
Order of operations.
just a moment. That's not enough. Did everybody understand and see the steps here?
Yes.
Look at me, otherwise you won't know what I'm talking about. Did everybody see and understand how to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is a lot like it. Use the exact same formula. Plus negative 2 equals 0. But I want to know if x equals 1 minus radical 3 will work. Okay? Do the exact same thing. 1 minus radical 3 squared plus negative 2 times 1 minus radical 3 plus negative 2 equals 0. That's the very first thing you need to do, is write that. Don't skip steps on these. Skipping steps is lethal on these big complicated plug-in problems. So, square the first, double the product, square the last. Sarah, go for it.
1
1.
plus negative 2 radical 3.
Good.
And then minus 3 plus 3.
Plus 3, good. What plus?
Because negative times negative is a
Negative times negative is positive. Keep going. Distribute. Oops.
Plus negative 2
Plus
plus 2 radical 3
regular 2 radical 3, good. Plus
plus negative 2 equals
0.
0.
Now add them up.
Um,
Tell you what, Alpha, take over.
The one is zero terms, so 4
Okay,
plus negative 2.
this is 4, and then these go together to make
Negative 4.
negative 4.
So it equals 0.
0. These cancel. Anything else left?
Negative 2 radical 3 and 2 radical 3 equals 0.
Did it work? Yes, it did. Should be feeling a little better on that. Okay. So,
7G.
Seven.
No, right, not 7G. 7F.
7F. Okay. Actually, no, I don't think we did.
No, we did.
X squared, can you read it out for me?
X squared
Oh,
plus 5x plus 8
oh.
equals x parentheses x plus 4.
So what would you do first? Definitely. What do you get?
X squared plus 4x.
X squared plus 4x. I want to get x by itself. Something is immediately wrong. Draw it.
You have two different kinds of species.
2 different species of x. What's the cure for that?
You have to not use regular algebra.
Don't use regular algebra.
You have to get the problem to 0.
Get the problem down to 0. Tell me how. Bella, take over again.
Minus x squared
Good. On
plus
all sides. And,
minus 4x.
yeah. What do you have left?
Um,
What happens here?
cancel.
Good.
X plus 8 equals 0.
One more step. Don't work too hard.
G minus 8.
Yep. X equals negative 8. Done. Any others you want to see? Yeah, here.
Yeah,
4 out. Okay. X to the 4th equals 25, and they want negative radical 5. And they want to know if this works. This is supposed to equal 0. Reagan, go for it. What would you do first?
plug in the x.
Yeah, and I would probably suggest you use parentheses. So parentheses negative radical 5 to the 4th minus 25. How on earth are you supposed to do that? What's radical 5 to the 4th power? How on earth would you calculate that?
We do radical 5 times radical 5.
I'm going to write it up a long way. This is actually a handy shortcut. What's radical 5 times radical 5? 5. What's this radical 5 times radical 5?
5.
What do you get?
25.
Yeah.
Minus 25.
So this is 25 minus 25, better known as
0.
0, which works.
Okay.
Donna.
Can you do 5? Have we done 5B?
5 what?
B?
B is in bigger?
Yes.
I have not done it yet. So negative 3 into that thing. X squared minus 4x equals 21. You write this real fast. X squared minus 4x equals 21. And they want to know if x is equal to, I forgot, negative 3. At the end of this, I'll show you another way to solve these. At m. Question. Again. Question.
I said 4x, I don't think you did 4x. Oh, yeah, you did.
What did I do?
5x.
Oh, did I do 5 up?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Okay, I'll fix that in just a second. 5B, plug -3 in using parentheses.
Oh my gosh.
Plus -4 times -3 equals 21. Let's see what happens. -3 squared is positive 9. This is positive 12, which will give you positive 21, which yes, is the solution. And now, yeah, let's do 4F. X squared, 2x squared plus 9 equals something. Is equal to x or something like that. And rate each of the following in standard form and then find the degree. What would you do first? Definitely. What's this first one? That's kind of weird.
2x to the 4.
Yes. Plus
X.
equals x. Need to do one more step to get it in standard form.
Subtract.
Yeah, get the answer down to 0. These are not like terms, they just list it. 2x to the 4th plus 9x squared minus x equals 0. That's your standard form. And then what's the degree? 4. Good job. So, 7h. Okay, you can read it off for me.
X plus 1 parentheses squared
Okay.
equals parentheses x minus 7 parentheses x plus 7.
Okay. What would you do first?
Total.
Definitely. Do it.
Um,
Nice.
the
I said go, I was trying to say go for it and do it at the same time. It didn't work. Good.
x squared.
Anybody recognize this, by the way? X plus 7, x minus 7?
Yeah.
What is it? It's the difference.
Of 2 squared.
2 squares. So it's probably x squared minus what? 49.
Yeah.
That's what will happen if you boil it. You can go ahead and boil it regular, it's no problem. And then how about this creature? Go.
Binomial squared.
Binomial squared, do it.
Square the first, which is x squared, and then double the product, which is 2x
Uh-huh.
squared. I mean 2x, and then square the last, which is y.
Good. Do all that first. Now, I want to solve for x. Yeah,
You have 2 species of x, so you have to get 0 and 1.
right. As soon as you see 2 species of x, give up the left, right, step on the left and on the right thing, and get the answer to 0. What would you do first?
And 49.
Okay, there's something else also.
You would subtract x.
Subtract x squared, good. On both sides. Hang on, your stuff, please. But, what happens here?
Those cancel on both
Cancel.
sides.
And cancel. So yeah, 2x plus what?
50.
50 equals
0.
0. Go for it.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, subtract 50,
Subtract 50, so you get negative 50 over there.
and then 2x equals negative 50, and then you divide by 2,
Yeah.
and then you get negative 25.
X equals negative 25, and you're done. Good. Questions? Other? Oh, I tell you that, question. Anything else? Yeah.
And 5j.
5j, okay. -1, I want to know if it goes x to the 4th, I'll squeeze it here. X to the 4th minus 5x squared, is it plus 4? I want to make sure I get that right. Okay, and then I wonder if -1 works? How would you tell? Plug it in, using parentheses. So something to the 4th minus 5 times something squared plus 4 equals 0. Plug the -1 in here. What's -1 to the 4th power? It's positive 1. Negative times negative times negative times negative makes positive. And 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Here, don't multiply first. If you got positive 25 here, that's part of the problem. Exponent first. -1 squared is 1 times -5. -5. So what's this? 1 plus -5 is -4 plus 4 is 0. And that is the solution. Everybody okay? Any last questions? Going once. Think you got the handle on this now? Yeah.
We don't have L yet.
5L, really. Oh, 5L, we can. It's the same formula. Let's try number 2. Try x equals 2. I'll do it real fast. 2 to the 4th plus negative 5 times 2 squared plus 4 equals 0. And I want to know if it works. 2 to the 4th is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. Plus, do the exponent first. Yeah, 4 times negative 5 is negative 20 plus 4. This is negative 4 plus 4, which is 0, which does work. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Now, when I ask that, remember, I'm not just asking if you feel better on it. I want to know if you can recreate it on a test.
Probably not.
Dude, don't say that.
Give me
If you have the technique and you have the ability to move a pen, you have the ability to do it.
There's the ability to move a pen.
You have bigger issues than taking a test. Sure, come talk to me and we'll get you into some sort of physical therapy program. Okay? Questions? All right, take after this, please. We've got a new section coming up. I've got a deal for you. The notes are not very big, but if you stay nice and focused, I will feel okay with installing the homework until Tuesday.
Everyone shut up.
You don't have to say shut up, just say nice.
Yes, you do. Mr. Kaufman, you don't know, do you?
Alright. Now, we talked a little bit about this the other day. Polynomial. Can somebody refresh my memory just verbally? What is a polynomial? Go. Okay. Yeah. What's the definition? Cece.
Sum of one or more terms.
It's a sum of one or more terms. If I ask you on the test, what is a polynomial, that's what I'm looking for. A sum of one or more terms. There are two conditions under which it's a real polynomial. Give me one.
So, exponent cannot be negative.
True, it has to be a what? Has to be a whole number. And
All bases have to be
all bases have to be
the same.
the
And
same.
what is the
Correct.
lesson called?
What's that?
What's this lesson called?
The lesson is called polynomial functions. It's on your homework guide sheet, by the way. So, if you have a polynomial, you can have different names depending on two different things at least. First, let's say name, and then degree. Depending on the degree, it'll have a different name, like a certain type of polynomial function. The degrees that I want to talk about are degree 0, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to throw in 4, even though I don't think the book does it. It might, but I doubt it. If something is degree 0, like I'll give you a quick example. Like the number 5. Actually, I'll do y equals 5. The y doesn't count as the degree, it's just for graphing. Does anybody know what that graph looks like if you graph y equals 5?
It's a straight line.
Say again?
A straight line.
Going which way?
Like,
There are lots of straight lines. You've got horizontal, vertical, and diagonal.
straight up.
Close.
Yeah.
Horizontal.
Close.
You go up to 5. Here's how you remember. You go up to y equals 5. How do you get a line to stay at that height forever?
You just keep going.
It's got to be flat. It's got to be y equals 5. There's the equation of y equals 5. Do you notice that it doesn't change height ever?
Yes.
It stays constant. That's the name of a degree 0 function. Constant. constant function. Anybody remember the definition of a function though? I'm not sure we even went over it in great detail. I made a very brief reference to it in the first quarter. One input gives you one output. But don't worry about that, that's actually coming up halfway through this chapter. For now, what does it look like if a degree 1? Like y equals 2x plus 1. Because it has a little 1 here.
It would be a diagonal.
Yes, it is a line. And there's a sort of funky, you know, like Latin-esque word for this.
Ooh,
Line.
linear.
Linear?
Linear. Linear.
Linear.
Means over pertaining to a line.
Like saying like Latin.
That's true. Yeah. It is an English word, we borrowed it from Latin. If something is circular, it's like a circle. If something is linear, it's like a line. So,
Oh, that's down on the.
what do we call something with degree 2?
Linear.
Not linear, but inverse.
Linear again.
We actually covered this the other day.
Is the degree of 2?
Yeah.
Quadratic.
Quadratic.
What? Oh, I didn't say that.
Why do they call it a quadratic if quad usually means 4?
Because half of 4.
Squared. Quadraticum is the Latin word for square. So if something is squared, that means it's
Good to have.
quadraticum.
That's not what I said,
Squared.
Just curious if anybody can extrapolate.
Well,
Squaring is degree 2. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's one of the main.
I do, but
Oh, okay. So if you multiply, like, let's say 5 at French 4, would that be the, I was gonna say that, would that be the same thing as?
it would be y equals 20. It would just be a constant further up. Yeah. So anybody got one? Yeah. It's definitely it's definitely curving. I mean, this one's already curving. This is curving more. I'll give you some sketches of these on Monday. They're actually kind of very interesting. They look kind of exotic. But a squared is power 2. What's the nickname for power 3? Cube. This is called a cubic. A cubic function is degree 3. Those are actually some of the more attractive looking graphs that I can be so old. Just as a quick example, what does it look like? I'll give you a quick demo of these. Y equals 2x plus 1 is slope-intercept form. That should look familiar. Down at 1, then rise 2, run 1.
It doesn't.
That's this.
Unfortunately.
This one is a parabola. It's going to be, it's kind of a U shape. It looks like that.
Oh, I don't like those.
Oh, I don't like these
Yeah,
either.
This, like if I actually put an X here. Put an X at the end of this, it'll make it a nice looking graph.
Okay.
It kind of looks like this.
That's so.
Oh.
Like before.
That's a cubic. It goes up, down, up. Or if you start negative, it'll be upside down, down, up, down.
Okay.
And last one. X to the 4th minus 5x squared plus 4. Yeah, well, question. Yeah, right back.
Two squiggly lines.
Would it be to the side?
Those squiggly lines.
That's actually true.
A bit.
It looks like this.
Cubic.
It's a W.
It's a W shape.
What are those ones called?
Now, if it's an upside down one, it would be an M shape.
What's it called?
It's called
It looks like a cube.
quartic.
Quartic.
Quartic is degree 4. Degree 5 would be quintic.
It's a quart.
That's not in the book. Then it goes hextic for degree 6. Remember hexagon is 6-sided?
Septic.
A quart.
Yeah, that's awkward. They don't. Degree 7 is called septic, which has other implications.
Do we need to know this for the test?
You need to know up to cubic definitely
Okay.
for the test.
Quartic is fun.
Quartic is nice. If you know it, great, but I'm not going to test you on it. I will test you up to cubic. Okay? You should know what a cubic is by the time the chapter test is So I'm gonna go down the list, question.
Will we just have to know the name and degree, or will we have to know the shape of the graph?
You'll have to know the basic shape. If I give you a sketch, you'll have to say whether it's constant, linear, quadratic, or cubic.
Okay.
Like, I'll give you the graph, and you can tell me what kind of function it is.
Cubic's the only one.
Or if I give you the formula, you can tell me which it is. Okay, you don't have to give me an example. I'll give you the example, either a picture or a formula, and you tell me what it is. Matt? As soon as, oh, they're back, yeah, go for it. Yeah, you're not going to the same place anyway, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Hopefully.
So, we got. So, now, questions? Now, tomorrow, not tomorrow, but, or not even Monday, Tuesday, no class on Monday, we're gonna talk about names. We already did this kind of, sort of already, but the number of terms. Does anybody remember?
No.
What if you have one term?
Monomial.
Monomial. We have one more minute, hang on.
Trinomial. Tetranomial.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Brayden, stop.
Monomial. Maybe here. As long as we're here, we two, our two terms. Binomial.
Calm down now.
Trinomial.
Three.
Sorry.
Already?
And then afterward, it's
Tetranomial.
in-term polynomial. They wimp out.
Jeez. We are not nice people. No, it's not. We're kind of world.
So anything above 3, it is, this is it.
It's called.
It's like a 5-term polynomial, a 12-term polynomial. That's all they say. They verbally say that. Okay? And that is what the book's going to be asking. Again, it's not due today, but you probably have enough notes to get most of the way through the homework if you want. I'll leave it up to you.
No, thank you.
Please stand up. Surgite.
Gabby.
Yes, please.